Caroline's introduction on drones was very interesting, and it got me thinking about my own experience with drones. How many of you have played around with drones or have a drone that you fly around? I had a great experience with a drone. I've got a Bebop drone and used it quite a bit, and we do a lot of research with drones in our Accenture technology labs. And I was banned from using my drone around the house when I had a mishap and flew my drone into our house. So we need a little bit more human training to go along with the drones, which will come back around in the talk that I'm going to give here on the era of exponentialism. And as Caroline said, it's a big word, and we're using it for an intentional reason because we believe that we are poised for some very exciting advances in artificial intelligence that are going to create disruptive and exponential changes in what we can enable for business. And I'm really pleased to be back here on the machine stage, and this year we're a partner with Web Summit, which is an incredible event and a fantastic gathering of people to talk about issues like this. And last year I talked about digital business and industrial internet and some changes that we saw coming with technology. And digital business is very much about changes in business and how businesses need to approach the coming changes in technology. And as I talk about artificial intelligence today, it's going to be a little bit of a different message. And there's been other talks on artificial intelligence here at Web Summit that you've probably heard in some great perspectives. But what I'm going to talk about a lot is a people-first perspective on artificial intelligence, which may be a little bit different than what you heard before. Because when we think about artificial intelligence, it's really about people and how people are going to interact with technology. It's how consumers are going to use new services enabled by intelligence, and how workers can work differently, powered by artificial intelligence. And that change in how we view people and people's roles, I think, is a really interesting issue and a very important issue for us to tackle from a business perspective. But as I talk about artificial intelligence, it's certainly in the headlines a lot of talks on AI, on cognitive and such at Web Summit. I'm sure you've attended some of the other talks. How many of you have seen these types of headlines? You see lots of headlines. The thing about these headlines is you would have had to be reading the paper 30 years ago to see them. These are actual headlines from 3 decades ago. And they're the same as the headlines we're seeing now. The point is, what's changed? What's different now with artificial intelligence, and why are we excited about it? I studied artificial intelligence as part of my major in university back in the 1980s. So why now are we excited about it from a business perspective and a potential perspective? And the reason is that there's exponential technology innovation, getting back to the exponential message that I'm talking about. And I'll talk about 3 key trends. The first is an exponential trend around how the world's getting connected, with every person on the planet with the potential to be connected. We're at about 3.5 billion of us connected now, more being connected, and we're moving to a world where, depending on whose estimates you read, 38.5, 40 billion, 50 billion devices will be connected by the year 2020, not too far away. So everything gets connected. Everything that can be connected will have intelligence and be connected. That means that we have tremendous amounts of data at our grasps, data is really the fuel of artificial intelligence and how the new solutions will work. And we've had dramatic decreases in storage costs. We talk a lot about Moore's law in computing. Well, the price per gigabyte has dropped since those headlines you saw in the last 3 decades. The price per gigabyte has dropped from several $million to 3 cents, which means we can store information. We have the information now at our disposal from the connected world, coming in real time, 0 latency, stored and processed at a cost where we can do a lot more with artificial intelligence. And then there's been fundamental advances as well in different artificial intelligence techniques that have advanced along the way that I'll talk about that gives us the new insight, the new software, the new techniques that we need to power the exponential artificial intelligence world. So what's it take to create an artificial intelligence capability? The first is the techniques that I just talked about, and there's a lot of different techniques. You see them building on the slide here. It's a technology-rich environment with a lot of different technologies: semantic ontology, deep learning, expert systems, video analytics, and many more that you can read up there, machine learning. And one of the takeaways is that's multiple technologies coming together. You need to think about how you integrate and combine multiple techniques and technologies to solve any business problem. It's not a one-size-fits-all or one technology solves all types of problem that we're dealing with. The other point is that you need to be very business outcome focused, and this is a very important point, back to my people first message earlier. when we thought about AI 30 years ago, when you look back at some of the initial research, it was focused on creating a virtual human capability that was smarter than a general purpose human. A general purpose capability smarter than a human. That's really not the goal anymore. The goal is to create very smart, very specialized savants, so to speak, rather than a human with general purpose thinking capability that's very focused on producing a single outcome. That specialization, that focus in creating a savant versus a general purpose, general thinking machine is what's allowing us to get some breakthrough potential. And then again, it's taking this people-first mindset so that whether you're a consumer or whether you're an employee or worker, you can get the potential and in the power of the new techniques and the power of artificial intelligence. And that's why when we think about it, we think about it a little differently, about a perspective of making humans super, empowering humans, augmenting humans, rather than creating artificial superhumans. And this idea of making humans super is what's powering the work we've been doing for several years around artificial intelligence. And when you take this view, and when you look at creating very specialized, savant-like capability, you can get some great breakthroughs. An example of this is a global manufacturing company that we're working with, where we developed a solution powered by augmented vision, video analytics with machine learning capability built in, laser-guided manufacturing techniques, so that a worker with basic skills can be empowered to work with a very high skill level and enhance their capability, enhance their job potential, enhance their productivity, and make them better than they could be without the technology. And that ability to to take jobs, enrich them, take people, and make them more productive, and skill them up for higher capability, higher class jobs is what we see as one of the real big potential areas and exponential increases in terms of human potential that we can get through artificial intelligence. And then there's also exponential business potential that comes about thinking about your business in different ways. And this is about doing things differently, to start, doing things differently, but then really thinking about doing different things with artificial intelligence as you look at your business and what you can do. An example of doing things differently is what we've been doing in our business for quite a while in using artificial intelligence and cognitive technologies in a lot of ways in our own business to make what we do more productive. Automated design and requirements analysis and the way we develop systems, automated testing and things like that, which are at this point pretty well understood techniques that we incorporate at scale in our business. But then you can think about doing different things and solving problems you couldn't solve before. For example, we're working on a smart city initiative with one of the largest cities in the world. We're taking what were previously unused closed-circuit TV feeds from all over the city, real-time feeds as well as historical feeds, and then looking at how can you improve the way the city runs, improve quality of life for citizens using that information. So in real time, you can spot traffic patterns, crowd patterns, and make things work more efficiently. And looking at historical patterns, you can figure out how you design the city to operate more effectively and introduce new services. And this is information that couldn't be processed before, but by combining, again, the video capability, video analytics, pattern recognition, machine learning, and deep learning types of capabilities embedded in with some of the algorithms, where you can envision some different services and different capabilities. And I'd say that the video capability and video analytics is something to really think about right now, because this is providing the eyes and ears, so to speak, of artificial intelligence. The video analytics the breakthroughs in video analytics have been really key, really critical in powering the exponential advances that we see in artificial intelligence. So looking at it then from a local perspective here in Dublin, I'll mention briefly just what we've announced here in Dublin recently, which is very relevant with artificial intelligence. I mean, Dublin's obviously where we all are in the center of Web Summit this year. We announced a little while ago an Accenture Center for Innovation, or Center of Innovation, based here in Dublin, 200 research roles focused on innovation around technology to power our global business. And just today, we issued a new announcement that as part of that Center of Innovation, we're announcing a new capability, an Accenture Technology Lab based here in Dublin that's going to be focused specifically on artificial intelligence. We see great potential in some of the work that's going on here in Dublin, in both the commercial business environment as well as the academic environment. So we're launching that new lab here in Dublin. That'll be focused on artificial intelligence. We'll focus on our cognitive artificial intelligence open platform, as well as industry solutions and solutions for our own business, powered by artificial intelligence. And we're also partnering with some of the local institutions. So we just announced a research grant with University College of Dublin to fund some artificial intelligence research with researchers working on insights, analytics, and machine learning at University College of Dublin. So that's how we're bringing it back right here to Dublin with the exponential potential that we see. And then finally, just to wrap it all up, what do we see going forward? It's the early stages of artificial intelligence, but I believe, having been almost 3 decades now in enterprise IT, I believe that what we're seeing in artificial intelligence, combined with the change we've already seen launch with digital business, could be the biggest impact we see in terms of how businesses operate and in terms of how we construct the business architectures and IT architectures for companies. And while it's early days, I think there's a few things here that are really critical to think about as you think about how to apply artificial intelligence to your business. The first is think about the deep business and domain experience that you need, and figure out which areas are ripe for tackling with artificial intelligence. Because as I said earlier, it's going to be all about building those savant-like, deep specialized capabilities and domains that you can tackle, and finding the right domains and building that domain expertise in your organization is critical. Second point here is you have to think about your IT architecture and your business architecture in a different way. Currently, I think most companies are thinking about AI, whether it be expert systems, deep learning, neural modeling, whatever you're doing. Most people are thinking about it as adjacent to their current business and IT architectures, or niches, or bolt-ons. I would tell you that I don't think that's going to work. I think what we're going to see is a radically different notion of what an IT architecture looks like, a different view of what the enterprise IT stack looks like and how that ties in and supports the business. And what we're going to need to see is, instead of infrastructure, data, middleware, applications, business process, the standard way we've all been taught to think from a technology perspective, we're going to have semantic models and learning capabilities in architecture as a key part of the IT architecture, tied in very tightly to the legacy systems and new systems that we're deploying in the enterprise. And thinking about your architecture in that different way is going to be really important to get the benefits of this exponential power of artificial intelligence. That's a key area that we're going to work on here in our research center. And finally, back to this people first message, there's great new opportunities for people with the exponential age, the age of exponentialism here with artificial intelligence. There's categories of jobs we haven't yet thought of. I'm very excited about some work we're starting to do in Accenture with a new class of jobs around teaching machines. How do you teach the machines? How do you teach the artificial intelligence algorithms and systems to learn in the right way, to tackle and master the right business domains? That's an exciting field. How do we power up and augment jobs like the manufacturing jobs that I talked about earlier? And that also brings in the important area of teaching people and getting people comfortable with the way the new age is, this age of exponentialism is forming. Just some data around this that we talked about, another one of our Accenture speakers talked about earlier this week. We did a survey, and 85% of people, 85% of managers and executives in large organizations believe that artificial intelligence is going to have a very positive impact and be very important in how they do their work going forward in the future, 85%. But only 16%, when you start and tier it by level of a person in your organization, at the lower levels, the first line manager level of the organization, there's a lot of suspicion and distrust. So only 16% trust and have trust in the recommendations of what's going to be coming from those types of systems. So there's a lot of work about educating and teaching people and pairing up the people with the jobs and with the augmented intelligence so that your organization can get the full benefit of the age of exponentialism and artificial intelligence. So I'll leave you with those 3 thoughts. Enjoy the rest of Web Summit, and enjoy the rest of your stay in Dublin. And I'd love to talk to any of you about the age of exponentialism, what you're doing with artificial intelligence, and share with you further what we're doing. So thank you.